It's time for Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and A-Boss Opticians. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
Hello everyone and welcome, and we are underway. Not so fast though, an early whistle there. And welcome everyone, better late than never. We're here live on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Vince Russo, Eric Schuley. And tonight's matchup is the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders. Wait for the call from the officials. Here's we may have had an offsides. So we'll reset. Fighting Highlanders, who come in 1-3, 0-2 in conference play, will kick off to the Wolverines, who are 0-4 on the season, 0-3 in conference play. And now we are underway. A very short kick taken just past the 40 and a return up towards midfield. And the Wolverines will start with great field position. Again, welcome everyone to our broadcast here live at Baldwin Stadium. I'm Vince Russo. To my right is Eric Schuley, and we should have a good one tonight. Two teams looking for their first Allegheny 8 victory on the season.
Yeah, you got two very desperate teams here, Vince. Two teams who want to fight for a playoff spot, do whatever they can to get in. It's absolutely vital to get a win tonight.
So, great field position to start for the Wolverines. They'll have it at their own 47. And it's a run out of the gun. The ball carrier gets up close to midfield, but not quite. The handoff there from the athletic quarterback, Jeffrey Williams. Ball carrier looked like it was William Clark.
Yeah, you know you're going to get a heavy dosage of William Clark, but the Wolverines did a great job last week of getting that ball around to a lot of different threats on the field. Hopefully they're able to do that again tonight.
Clark coming off of an 18-carry, 141-yard performance. He'll tote the ball again and get closer to that first down marker. Ball past midfield. It'll be spotted at the 46-yard line, and so it'll be a third and manageable. Make it about 2 yards.
Yeah, Baldwin does a pretty good job of covering the run. They've given up a lot of points this year, but if they have any strength on defense, I think it would be covering that run.
So 3rd and 3 actually from the 46. 43 is where they need to get. And the play action there. Williams tries to take it out. He makes one miss. There's a flag. He gets down towards that first down marker. It looked like he was a little bit short, but we'll see. What was that flag? It was thrown towards the backfield where Williams was almost wrapped up by the first defender. And so that'll be a block in the back against the offense. Penalty accepted. Take another look.
Yeah, just not how you want to start if you're Woodland Hills. As penalties have been killing them all year. Same thing with Baldwin. In that game that they lost, Upper St. Clair blew the lead in the second half, just like the Wolverines did against Upper St. Clair. So many penalties, just sloppy play through the first 4 games by both teams this year. Both look to clean it up, but Woodland Hills not off to a good start here on a 3rd and long.
Wolverines penalized 9 times last week. So it'll be 3rd and 14 now. Dropping back to pass is Williams. He moves up in the pocket, but he's swallowed up by that defensive line. Worth noting, 2 offensive linemen not currently playing tonight, it looks like. Shamir Ulmer, the starting center, 5'11", 303-pounder. Offensive lineman Dewan Howells also not in the lineup currently.
Yeah, 2 key parts to that offensive line not there tonight for Woodland Hills. It's gonna hurt. You already saw it there as Jeffrey Williams did not have much time to throw the ball.
And so 4th down, the punt unit is on. This snap up over the head of the punter. That'll be taken by the other Williams, Deontay Williams, and he tries to pass it down the field, or finally he's able to kick it rather. And making the best out of a pretty rough situation. This one lands at where the first down marker was. That's the 43-yard line, and so now it's the Fighting Highlanders' turn to start with good field position on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, one of the keys to the game, in my opinion, for the Wolverines was getting off to a quick start, and that's absolutely not what they've done on the offensive side. Just a dismal start there. Couple okay runs, but, you know, they just started the game like they always do. Baldwin knew that. They were ready for it, and then that big penalty there pushed them back, and Woodland Hills now on defense.
Wolverines coming off of a performance where they put up 487 total yards of offense. The only problem, they gave up 565 at a 45-41 loss to Upper St. Clair last week. Couple men go in motion out of the shotgun. The Highlanders go to work, a spin move there, and the ball carrier able to get a couple. That'll be Angelo Priori. Priori with 47 carries, nearly averaging 10 yards a carry. Has 427 yards and 6 touchdowns, but only gets a couple there.
Yeah, the Wolverines hoping to keep him from getting to that 500 mark in the year tonight. Hopefully they can bottle him up because he is a huge part of the Highlanders offense.
So 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain on first down. Ball at the 46-yard line. They'll toss this one out to the right. And again, it's Peoria. Tries to run through a defender, but Armani Bailey not giving it in. She's able to wrap up, keeps those legs moving, sends the running back backwards. Great form tackle in open space.
Yeah, Armani Bailey had a great game on the offensive side last week. Also on the defensive side, he does a lot of defensive back in there. You know, he's not big in stature, but he is a strong individual there, and he really pushes Priori back there. Great job by Bailey.
Almost lost the ball there. The Fighting Highlanders coming off of a lopsided 41-13 loss to the Moon Tigers. This is the team that started 4-2 last year before finishing 4-6 and missing the playoffs by just a game. So now 3rd and long. Rawlings almost had the sack there. He overshot though, and now this one picked off at the 25-yard line. That interception by the defensive back, William Chamberlain, someone whose name we haven't called much this season, but the 5'11 junior able to come up with the interception.
Yeah, you like to see that from William Chamberlain. He's had some tough games in the secondary. You know, he's inexperienced, but he's very talented, very athletic, and you saw that there as he was able to get up and make that interception for the Wolverines. You know, I think maybe Stahl was thinking maybe as good as a punt, but probably not as far as the punt would have gone, so Wolverines get a little bit of yardage on that.
Room to breathe with the ball spotted at the 26-yard line on the right hash. They're moving right to left. Wolverines in the white uniforms with the turquoise helmets. And the handoff is to Bailey, and he's tripped up in the backfield. That one by the linebacker, Matt Bauman. So the Fighting Highlanders in the purple uniforms, purple pants, and the white helmets. We see another look there at that tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, not much doing there. The Wolverines looks like early they may have to get a bit creative. Highlanders are up for the task tonight after the great offensive performance by the Wolverines last week.
4 receivers set. This one passed out to the right, but again, nothing cooking there. A big hit along the sidelines. Nasir Penn laying the boom. The reception made by Gavin Yarborough.
Yeah, lots of side to side here, horizontal by the Wolverines. You know, I think you want to go downfield, utilize the middle of that field. Take a quick scan over that Highlanders defense. You don't see anybody even close to Joshua Rawlings' height. So it's something that you would want to exploit, but the Wolverines haven't done it through the first 4 games, so not looking good that they do it tonight.
So another 3rd and long for the Wolverines upcoming. They'll go to the air. This one deep over the middle, and this one will be intercepted as well. Getting wrapped up back at the 35-yard line. They were going for Scipio there, and instead it is the defender, C.J. Lucas, who comes down with it.
Yeah, last week the offenses were off to a quick start. Now the defenses are off to a quick start for both sides. As the Highlanders make that interception, and again, it's just about as good as a punt for the Wolverines. So we'll see if the defense can get another turnover and get the ball back in the offense's hands, who was struggling early.
Highlanders with almost identical starting field position. Last drive was at the 43, this one the 41-yard line. They'll go to work trying to go the other 59 yards to pay dirt in a scoreless game thus far with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Pausing the action there as it looked like over on the side lanes, Tariq Scipio is tying his shoelaces. He's set now. Defense calls out the play and the offense falls into formation. First down, they'll go with a run again. This one up the gut. Rowling's the first defender to get there, and they'll keep it to another marginal gain, as again, that was the halfback Prior.
Nice job by Rawlings there to wrap him up. Last week we know the Wolverines had a lot of issues wrapping Panthers up. Missed a lot of tackles, which led to a lot of big runs for the Panthers, which basically led to their win, in my opinion. The fact that they were able to break so many tackles and make big plays on the Wolverines. So hopefully that was a point of emphasis this week for the Wolverines in practice. Wrap up.
And a good assist there on the play by Rodney Stubbs, the linebacker, coming up to make sure the ball carrier didn't advance any further. Now a quarterback draw on second down. They'll get moderate yardage here and move forward towards the sticks. Mason Stahl taking that carry, and so it'll bring up a 3rd and short situation. Take another look.
Yeah, Mason Stahl not afraid. He's a big guy and he loves to run. Runs about a 4.40. He is quick. You don't want to let him get free. You got to contain him, but he'll take that QB draw all day and create a 3rd and manageable now for the Highlanders.
3rd down and 2 at the 49-yard line. Whistle here. It'll be a timeout by the offense. So while they take a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout up here. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
So 3rd and 2, once again after the timeout. They fake the run. This one a pass out towards the sideline. That one is caught up towards the 45. They needed 2. They get 6, and so that will move the chains. Connor Lavelle able to bring that one in.
Yeah, just a nice play by Baldwin there. Woodland Hills did not cover it well enough, and they were able to get exactly what they needed for the first down, and they are in Wolverine territory and moving the ball.
Lavelle, one of the leading receivers for the Fighting Highlanders on the season. 12 grabs, 145 yards. Him and Jaron Kelly, who has 115 yards on 15 receptions, leading the charge offensively over the aerial attack. So 1st down and 10. The 45-yard line in enemy territory. The Highlanders able to run this one forward again. A quarterback draw gains them about 5, so a productive 1st down gain there on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, you know, I don't see Baldwin getting too cute tonight. They're going to do whatever works to win this game. This is a huge game for both teams, as I mentioned. And if that's working with Mason Stahl running the ball, you know he's not going to be shy. He's going to do it all night if he has to.
Both teams enter this contest winless in Allegheny 8 conference action. Wolverines 0-3, Highlanders 0-2. They're the bottom 2 teams. Chartiers Valley also winless, but they've only played 1 contest thus far. Motion man goes from left to right in the offensive set, and they'll hand this one off. Halfback able to get just up towards that 1st down marker. We'll see if it was enough, and again, that was Priori.
Yeah, good spot there for Baldwin, and he actually gets the 1st down as they will move the chains. Looked like it was pretty close, but probably would have had it anyway on a 3rd short there. So Wolverines got to tighten up here.
And so the sticks move here at the friendly confines for the Highlanders at Baldwin Stadium. Beautiful night for high school football. We are late into September and it's still around 80 degrees. See if cramping becomes an issue for these teams. 3 receivers set. Again, a quarterback draw. They'll run the option. This one kicked out with some running room. It's Priori. He gets towards the sticks. That's a gain of nearly 8 on 1st down. And so we see the Highlanders doing what the Wolverines in this early going have not been able to do, secure that outside and get some running room for the halfback.
Certainly, Vincent, they're mixing it up, and Wolverines on their heels right now. They not sure what's coming at them, and this is a Baldwin offense that hasn't had a great deal of success this year, so not good early on for Woodland Hills.
2nd and 2 at the 27-yard line. Another shotgun snap. It's a carry to the left and a big hit there. Dragged down before they could move the chains. Tywan Milton coming in and wrapping up. And that'll create a 3rd down and short situation once again.
Tywan Milton, the senior linebacker, a staple on this defense for the Wolverines. Another nice job wrapping up there. Wolverines not having too much trouble with that tonight once they make contact so far. But they're giving up too much space to the Highlanders here tonight. And that's why they are inside the 30 right now.
3rd down and 2 in what is likely 4-down territory. They'll go with a big offensive set, only one receiver to the right. They'll hand this one off. It's going to be more than enough for the 1st down. Missing a few tackles, they get down to about the 15-yard line. And so the Highlanders will go to work with a 1st down and 10 in the red zone. The first possession for either team in the red zone tonight.
Yeah, you know, doesn't look like the same Woodland Hills team one week to the next. This defense does not look quite as good as they did last week. Granted, they missed a lot of tackles last week, but that was where the bulk of the damage was done. They were able to bottle up the run game other than Ethan Dahlem for the most part.
1st down ball at the 16-yard line. They'll hand this one off up the gut. Again, it's the halfback getting down towards the 10-yard line, so another productive run on 1st down. And you talked about last week's matchup against Upper St. Clair. Ethan Dahlem, player of the week around here against this Woodland Hills defense, had 485 passing yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and another 75 on the ground with another 3 touchdowns to boot. You don't normally see 6 touchdowns spread out in that way. Game-changing performance.
Certainly not. You know, he did most of the damage with his arm in the air, so secondary was having a lot of struggles. But like I said, they didn't use their trio of running backs that much. Woodland Hills did a good job against that, but otherwise it was a nightmare for the defense through the air.
2nd down and 5 at the 11. Quarterback keeps it out towards the right, and he stood up, taken out of bounds. Looks like the contact was initiated there by Keon Perkins.
Stahl still able to get a couple there for Baldwin, and that's been the story right now. They've been able to churn out little chunks of yardage and get enough for 1st down after 1st down here. Woodland Hills just has not been able to get into that backfield and take Baldwin down for no gain or a loss of yardage.
And so once again, it is 3rd and manageable. It's a 3-yard distance to that 1st down marker. They need to get to the 6. They're currently at the 9. Another big set, 3 running backs in. They'll go with the quarterback keeper, bouncing off a few Woodland Hills defenders. They'll get it and more, driving down inside the 5, eventually wrapped up, but doesn't go down, and they blow the whistle. So Baldwin taking a lot of time up in this 1st quarter. We're down to just under 2 minutes here in the opening frame. And this drive has encompassed most of it.
Yeah, just coming right at Woodland Hills, and Woodland Hills has no answers right now. They got some penetration there, but Stahl just went right past them. You know, that was the worry. Woodland Hills struggled so much last week against Ethan Dahlem. Mason Stahl, very similar quarterback, just bigger. So Woodland Hills, you knew, had to key in on him and having trouble tonight.
1st and goal at the 4. 1 receiver out each way. Now they'll bring that right receiver across. They looked like they were going to do the jet sweep. The handoff up the middle on that RPO ends up netting close to nothing, and they will mark it back at the 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 4. And a goal-to-go situation.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been Talon Brooks there who was able to catch priority. I have to get another look here and see if it was Talon Brooks. Making a nice tackle there inside the 5 to limit Baldwin.
So now they'll go with the power I. 3 backs behind the quarterback now. They'll shift. It'll be a quarterback keeper, chugging up the middle, but drawn back before gaining more than probably 1. I believe that was Thomas Sheard who was able to wrap up the ball carrier, Stahl. And so we're down under 1 minute here in the 1st quarter and a scoreless contest here. Thank you all for joining us here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Vince Russo, Eric Sholey to my right. 2 teams searching for their 1st conference victory. In the case of the Wolverines, looking for their 1st victory overall. Second straight year starting out 0-4. They were able to turn it into a playoff berth in a 5-7 season last year. See what they can do here. They'll flip it out towards the right again on the option, diving towards the pylon, and it's a touchdown. And towards the end of the first quarter, it took us 11 minutes and 40 seconds, but we have our first points on the board. It is the halfback, Angelo Priori, uses that 5'11", 220-pound frame to bury his way into the end zone.
Yeah, well, the Hills just couldn't stop it. Baldwin simply wanted it more there as two Wolverines were able to make contact around the 2-yard line, but Priori fights his way through it into the end zone for a Baldwin Highlanders touchdown.
And so the kicker able to put the PAT through the uprights. That is Emma Brandwein. And so the senior makes it 7 with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Highlanders over the Wolverines. We'll step aside for just a second. When we return, we'll have the start of the second quarter and the end of the first. This is the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so we are back and set to kick off once again. Brandwein ready to give this one a boot. And it is 7-0 after a 4-yard touchdown run to the right by Prior, and that's where we stand right now. The PAT up and good. Let's see if the Wolverines, this one a much deeper kick, but mishandled at the 15-yard line and buried there. And that was Williams, Deontay Williams, who had to just sort of corral that one before getting hit hard. And a big blunder there by the Wolverines. They'll start back towards their own end zone. Ball will be marked down right around that 15-yard line.
Yeah, it's looking so far like Woodland Hills is letting that defeat last week affect them tonight. You know, they had to brush that off, and so far they haven't been able to do that on the field. It looks like nothing but mistakes and just sloppy play by Woodland Hills. Hopefully the offense can get it right now.
And so with the receiver out each way, they'll hand off up the middle on the first play, and that's Clark. Clark able to find some running room up over the 30, up over the 40, over the 50, into enemy territory, to the 40, to the 30. He's still on his feet. He's dragging defenders all the way down to the 20. And that is a gain. Trying to add all the yardage up in my head there. That's 30, past the 15, another 15. A 35-yard run there, Eric.
It's a pretty big one for William Clark, and he's capable of that, bouncing off tacklers there. Just a huge run all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Excuse me, 65-yard run.
They started at about 14-yard line, I believe, 14 or 15.
Regardless, that one flips the field quickly for the Wolverines. A timeout on the field. We'll step aside, but when we return, the Wolverines in business. They have the ball at the 20-yard line. You're listening to the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
So, after the 66-yard run by Clark, it is first down and 20 for the Wolverines. After a 4-yard run by Angelo Priori, his 7th touchdown of the season. It's 7-0 as we start the second quarter here. Another run, this one to the left with running room, trying to get down inside the 5. And again, another first down run there and another great carry by Clark.
Yeah, William Clark lowering that shoulder there at the end. He's such a strong runner for Woodland Hills. Getting the ball all the way down to the 5, creating a first and goal situation. And this is where Woodland Hills just has to cash in.
So in a game that's been pretty back and forth, both teams throwing early interceptions, making early errors. Now it's 2 drives that both result in goal-to-go situations, although Woodland Hills doing it much quicker. And the first down carry swallowed up in the backfield is Clark. A couple purple jerseys getting in there quickly, led by Robbie Keefe, the 220-pound senior.
Yeah, they were looking for it that time. It might have been a good time to let Jeffrey Williams do a little play action there, fake go to Rawlings, or just keep it himself, because I don't think anybody would have been there for Baldwin. I think they were keying in completely on William Clark. Big
storyline, Eric. We haven't seen them get Rawlings involved in the offense. Josh Rawlings, we're talking about, the large tight end, 6'6". He's a Virginia commit, going to play for the Cavaliers next year, but has only 1 reception on the season thus far. Handoff now. They get a little bit of running room. This will go down to about the 3-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Wolverines can sniff the goal line. Are they able to get across?
Yeah, you know, at the end of that play, you saw some pushing and shoving there. Baldwin has had a lot of penalties this year, and there have been some very undisciplined plays by Baldwin and Woodland Hills so far this year. Both teams have to keep their cool. Woodland Hills cannot let that affect situations like this. They can't take big personal fouls or unsportsmanlike conducts.
Here it is, 3rd down and 3. They'll hand this one up off the gut. Clark able to get past the first tackler, but he's brought down before the end zone. Looks like just inside the 1-yard line. And so now decision time. Will Coach Tim Bostard bring out the field goal unit? Doesn't look like it. He'll keep the offense out there, even after the Wolverines have finally found a kicking option. Gavin Moore, the soccer player turned into football kicker, as you often see in high school football. He was 5 for 6 last week on PATs. This one basically a PAT, but they're going to go with the quarterback sneak here, and that'll do it. Even with 2 offensive linemen out, they're able to push the ball across. They get that important yard, and it is now 6-7 with the PAT upcoming to tie this one up.
Big play there for Woodland Hills. You know, that could have been a huge momentum shift if Woodland Hills wouldn't have been able to get in there, but Jeffrey Williams taking the QB sneak there. And we'll see Gavin Moore here trying to attempt this extra point.
Idris Goodlock with the backfield block, able to just push Williams into the end zone. And so now it will be Moore, the left foot kicker. He gets this one up, but it is blocked. And so the Fighting Highlanders will remain in the lead. But with 9:38 left in the second quarter, Woodland Hills is on the board, and we have a 1-point game here at Baldwin Stadium. We'll take a quick second. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have the remaining 9 minutes, 38 seconds of the second quarter as you take one more look at that dive into the end zone. But you're tuned in to the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
You're tuned in to Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back here. It is youth night here at Baldwin High School and Baldwin Stadium. And right now, it is the Wolverines relying on some younger players to fill in, a couple linemen out on each side of the ball, but they are down just 1 point here with 9 minutes and 38 seconds left in our second quarter of action. And so far we've had a 4-yard run to the right by Angelo Priori and a good PAT, followed by a 66-yard run by the tailback William Clark. They drove it all the way down the field quickly, and Jeffrey Williams getting it done with a 1-yard quarterback keeper. PAT by Gavin Moore blocked. And so that's where we stand. Moore will now get set to kick this ball off. 2 Highlanders back deep to receive it. Their heels just inside the 10-yard line, back towards the 5.
Might have pulled a switch on us. Looks like it might be Garrett Mateek back now kicking.
Mateek, the other soccer player, gives this one a ride, but we had some whistles on the play before things got rolling. We'll see what that's all about. And a couple members of the kicking team getting a little overzealous down there. They're offside, so we'll march this one back another 5 yards. And Eric, another one of those small little mistakes that we see the Wolverines make.
Yeah, you can't stress it enough. You just cannot do things like that. You're in the 5th game of the season. You're still making too many of those penalties. You can forgive 1 or 2, but it's just multiple times already, and we're only through a quarter and just a little bit into the second quarter now.
So this ball now kicked off at the 35. A nice boot there. This one will be taken at around the 15-yard line. Takes a second to be corralled. And now a little bit of running room to get the ball up over the 25, but a couple big hits there, and the Wolverines team comes off feeling good about themselves. The return there, we saw number 3 for the Highlanders, Jaron Kelly.
Yeah, it's a key time now for the Woodland Hills defense. You know, after such a rough week last week and a rough start to the game tonight, they have to bear down. Other than that interception, which is kind of just a toss-up by Mason Stahl. A good play by William Chamberlain, but still more of a toss-up by Stahl. They really got to bear down now and make Stahl and the Highlanders offense uncomfortable.
So again, Highlanders set up in the gun. They'll toss this one to the right, a quick handoff. Priori is able to get some running room, goes unscathed up over the 40-yard line. He's tossed out at around the 43-yard line, so that one will move the chains quickly. Gain of almost 20 there on the play. Mark it down as a 15-yard gain.
It looked like a pretty big hold there on Zach Pettit on the edge there, but no call. So the Wolverines will have to gather themselves now after just a great start by the Highlanders offense.
Each defense had a turnover early in the first quarter, a pair of interceptions thrown. Quarterbacking the offense, we talked about Mason Stahl. He entered this game with 33 completions on 68 attempts, 398 yards, and a pair of touchdowns through the air. And he will go to work here on 1st down and 10, but we have some laundry on the field. Looks like it'll be a delay of game on the offense. March it back another 5 yards. So not just the Wolverines making some of those simple mistakes. Oh, instead, though, mark it as it was a timeout as the time was winding down there. And so we'll step aside for a quick second. When we return, it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Fighting Highlanders. You're tuned into the Wolverines and Highlanders here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverena and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch or dinner or call to place your delivery order now at 412-823-9960. From our den to your den, it's Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back here to Baldwin Stadium. 9:21 left here in our first half of play. 1st down and 10. Highlanders will run the ball again. Chasing in pursuit. Priori is able to get away from 1, away from 2, and is pushed out of bounds at midfield. So that'll be a gain of nearly 7 yards on 1st down. This Baldwin offense able to get a lot done on 1st down, Eric. That's made things pretty easy when it comes down to 2nd and 3rd short situations, able to move that ball effectively.
Yeah, it's just very disappointing right now for Woodland Hills. They aren't stopping anything. There, the missed tackle by number 25, Frank. He's a freshman out there. It's looking like he's getting his first varsity action tonight, so we'll wonder to see if Baldwin's going to go after that.
This run to the left, and again a missed tackle, but the ball comes out this time, and it is picked back up by the tailback, and so Priori has to retreat all the way back to about the 35-yard line, so this will now create a 3rd and long situation. Ball is spotted on that left hash, 35-yard line. So the senior sees the ball poked out, but is able to go back and recover it.
Yeah, good chance for the Wolverines here to get a big stop. 3rd and longs have been a lot of trouble for Woodland Hills so far this year. I would keep an eye out for a screen or something like that. Woodland Hills very susceptible to that, but hopefully they can cover it well if that's what the call is.
So 3rd down and 18 now. They'll go to the air. It will be a screen, and it's overthrown. So the defense bit. The opening was there, but the ball was off the mark, and so it'll be 4th down and 18. A huge break for the Wolverines here. They'll get the punt return team on and try to make something happen here in the second half, down just 1 point.
Absolutely. Woodland Hills, like you said, Vince, they bit big time on that screen, and there was room to run had that ball been completed. Luckily, Woodland Hills able to dodge a bullet there and hopefully get this ball back in the offense hands.
So just under 9 minutes remaining in our second quarter, not second half of action. And so the punt team out for the Highlanders. A nice boot there. This one tails on back towards the 25. Armani Bailey takes it there. He's able to make the first Highlander miss and the second, but he'll be tied up as he sort of dives backwards across the 30-yard line. It looks like he'll be down at about the 31.
Yeah, not much doing there on the return for Woodland Hills. It's something that usually Woodland Hills very effective on the return game, but this year, yeah, there hasn't been much of it. Armani Bailey is very fast. He's very good, a very good athlete, but he's new with the punt returns, and you can tell he's a little bit hesitant to use that speed and get his acceleration going. A little too shifty back there, and also I can't help but not see the lack of blocking for Woodland Hills.
Bailey last week 4 receptions for 42 yards, a first down carry, and another big hole there, and another first down run. They'll get this ball up over the 40-yard line, mark it down at the 41. So that'll be a gain of about 11 yards there on first down.
Yeah, you know, some of these guys going both ways on both sides, but especially Baldwin here, this would be a great time for Woodland Hills if they only had a hurry up or no huddle offense. They could really get this Baldwin team tired.
Again, Clark with the carry, coming off of a great performance last week against Upper St. Clair. Here, a miscommunication. Williams just going to take it himself, but he's able to find some running room. He's still on his feet. He's able to dance away, gets a couple blocks, and he gets tripped up around the 40-yard line. He was about one shoelace tackle away from getting to pay dirt. But a diving tackle, nonetheless, still a long gain there. Take another look.
Yeah, Woodland Hills has a way with these plays sometimes, these broken plays. Then you just see the raw athleticism come through. Jeffrey Williams did it a few times last week, doing it again here. Just looked like Nasir Penn made the tackle, and that was probably a touchdown-saving tackle for Baldwin.
Gavin Yarborough, one of a few receivers making some key downfield blocks, able to spring Williams. And so another long run for the Wolverines, who are now first down and 10 at the 40-yard line. They'll toss this one out to right. It's Talon Brooks toting the rock for the first time, or the pigskin rather, and he gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage. So take it back a yard, 2nd and 11 now. Clock winds down. By the time they snap this one, it'll be under 7 minutes left. Again, a great rushing performance last week for this team overall, led by Clark, who had 18 carries, 141 yards and a score. Jeffrey Williams, 10 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Brooks with 5 carries, 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. 5 total touchdowns on the ground last week. And now, a carry of the middle. Looked as for a second the ball may have come out, but the Wolverines able to hang on to that one, so it'll create a 3rd and manageable situation on the run up the gut. Ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line. And they need to get to the 30. Should be 4 down territory. Gavin Morris got a boot, but it'll be an awfully long field goal. They'll set up in an I formation here. And they'll hand it off to the left, pushing towards that first down marker. It looks like the Wolverines have enough for it. We'll see what the spot looks like. But a good job there creating a running lane for Taylon Brooks, who's able to take that ball. And they put it right down on the 30, and they'll move the chains forward. No measurement needed. First down and 10, Wolverines.
Yeah, you know, this is time when the offensive line just has to come through huge for Woodland Hills, even though missing a couple key guys in Howes and Ulmer. You know, Woodland Hills doesn't look like they're going to do too much else besides run this ball up the middle and off tackle. So you have to be able to clear some holes for those running backs.
So far, so good. Official timeout there, but we got things rolling back into motion here as the clock winds towards the halfway mark of this second quarter of action. Taylon Brooks again with the carry. He's able to get a second surge, but he'll move forward to about the 26-yard line, make it a gain of around 4 yards.
And not bad there for Brooks, as it looked like he was going to be bottled up for nothing. Able to get a few there. You can see these linebackers coming right up the gut every time for Baldwin because they basically know what is coming. They watch the film on Woodland Hills. They know the playbook isn't too extensive, so they're ready for that play, especially when it's having some success. They know it's going to be over and over and over again from Woody High.
2nd and 6, again in the I formation with 2 receivers out to the left. They'll snap this one, run it to the right. And again, a gain of what looks to be about 3 yards. A good decision there. Highlanders brought that blitz to the left side of the line. Brooks heads to the right, is able to find a little bit of daylight. This will bring up a 3rd and short.
And you're going to have a couple chances now to get these 3 yards here as you're in our high school team with a couple new kickers. This is no man's land. So hopefully the Wolverines can draw something up and get these 3 yards for a big first down. Get in the red zone.
Should have 2 chances to do it. Again, they're in the I formation. Highlanders will bring the blitz. It's a quarterback keeper. Able to stiff arm is Williams. He's able to get past the 20, down to the 10, and he's pushed out inside the 10. Looks like he'll be down at around the 8 or 9 yard line. They needed 3. They got much more. A run of nearly 15 yards.
Love the play call there. Just let Jeffrey Williams do his thing with a couple blockers in front of him. Look at that athleticism. Great stiff arm there by Jeffrey Williams. Getting inside the 10-yard line, and the offense is cooking.
I'll tell you, Eric, his ability to take broken plays that look like 4-yard losses and turn it into a 15-yard game, he is a game changer. So, first down and goal to go, 8 yards. They'll hand this one off to the right again. It's Brooks. Taylon Brooks able to jump over a defender and leap his way towards around the 6-yard line, so a gain of a couple. Excuse me, Clark on the carry. So Clark able to get past the first defender, slips off of the second and falls forward for a pair. And so it'll be 2nd down and goal to go. Again in the I formation. Woodland Hills keeping things simple. Highlanders are loading the box again. Rolling out now, a pass towards the corner of the end zone. Do they have it completed? They do, and that'll be a touchdown. A passing touchdown. Williams able to go with the naked boot there and is able to toss it towards the corner of the end zone. Take another look here, folks. Gavin Yarborough looked to be the receiver that hauled that one in for his first touchdown of the season. And the southpaw able to get that ball across his body, and indeed getting his hands underneath it, making sure it doesn't hit the turf is Yarborough. And that's 6 for Woodland Hills. They take a 5-point lead. They'll try and tack on one more here.
Yeah, great job by Woodland Hills there. I like the play call. Getting Williams out in some open space so he's able to tuck and run if he has to. If he has an open receiver, which he did. Wasn't that open, though. Pretty good coverage by Baldwin, and Woodland Hills up on the board now looking for 2.
And so we will very quickly take a step aside. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
And we are back. They're not going to have the kicking team on. They're going to go for it here, trying to go for two to make it a 7-point game. They'll take it out towards the right, and Clark is tripped up back at the 5-yard line. We expected the kicking team to come out, but they kept Gavin Moore and company on the sidelines, kept the offense out there, but are unable to come up with the extra 2 points.
Yeah, you know, I like the aggressive call and trying to get those 2 points back and get up 14-7, but if you're just going to run a play like that, to me, it's very rarely going to be effective, especially with 2 linemen out. Baldwin anticipating that very well and reading the play very well, and William Clark is very athletic and he's a very strong runner, but that's going to be hard to do when you have multiple Highlanders coming after you like that.
And so nonetheless, now our score 12-6, and so the Highlanders, the Wolverines rather, take a lead there here in the second quarter with time winding down. See if they can get a stop. Eric, what have you seen that you've liked thus far out of the Wolverines?
Well, you know, the offense started slow, but the defense has gotten a little bit better. They had that interception, and then that long touchdown drive by Baldwin was a little bit disappointing, but they regathered and they're doing a better job. Hopefully they continue that for the rest of the game.
And so we see the kicking team and kickoff return team on for each collective side. And so the Wolverines will try and pin the Highlanders deep here as we head closer to halftime. Make sure you stay around for our halftime show. But thus far, Woodland Hills up 12-7. We've got just under 4 minutes left to play here. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to be exact. Now Matique sends this one deep. It'll be taken at the 15-yard line. Highlanders with a little bit of running room. They'll get it up towards the 30. And so the return man, Jaron Kelly, able to gain about 13 on the return there. Ball will be spotted at around the 29-yard line.
And, you know, last week, Woodland Hills had that 17-point lead with around 2 minutes left until the half. Gave up a big touchdown to Upper St. Clair. That 2-minute drill was so effective. Baldwin also does the 2-minute drill pretty well. They did it well against Upper St. Clair in the first half, near the end of the half, and hopefully Woodland Hills is able to contain Mason Stahl and the players skill players like Priori and Lavelle.
Both of these teams held first half leads against the Upper St. Clair Panthers before falling. Now a first down run with lots of running room up towards midfield, over across into Woodland Hills territory. And again, a quarterback keeper coming up big. And so that will be Mason Stahl. And Stahl able to take it to the 49-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 22 yards there on the quarterback keeper.
Just nobody there for Woodland Hills. You know, you had three up front, and they all got completely blocked out of the play, and Stahl just had so much room to run there, and now up over midfield. And just absolutely not how you want to start if you're the Woodland Hills defense right now.
So first down and 10 in enemy territory. The Highlanders go to work with just over 3 minutes left to play. They'll hand this one off. It's a new ball carrier. He'll get out to the left side. He'll only gain a few, as that was Zach Pettit, the 5'10", 185-pound senior on the carry.
Yeah, nice job there by Woodland Hills. Keep Pettit contained there only for a couple. They got to stop those big plays like that first big play to Mason Stahl. You know, I would anticipate you're going to see Mason Stahl running again on this drive. They've had success with that, and they saw Ethan Dahlem had success with that. So I would not be surprised to see Stahl tuck and run it, or just a designed quarterback run.
2nd and 8 now, ball at the 47-yard line. Just over 2.5 minutes left out of the gun. It'll be another draw play. This run with a lot more room. It's Pettit again on the carry, and he'll gain first down yardage down to around the 35-yard line. And so a gain of about 12 on 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Now clock right around 2.5 minutes, and Baldwin just doesn't even need as much time as they've had, as they're going right through Woodland Hills here, down inside the 35 just about.
Highlanders able to relax a little bit. Not have to get to the line so quickly. They'll hand this one back off to Pettit. Nothing going there, though. He gains 1 or 2 yards, but is pushed back, actually loses his helmet after the play, so in all likelihood will have to come out. rule change about 4 or 5 years ago. Anytime a player loses his helmet, has to sit out the next play.
Yeah, clock really not a factor. Now Baldwin can take their time. They have plenty of time, just under 2 minutes, but still close enough at the 33-yard line where they don't have too much left until they get to pay dirt. So Woodland Hills really has to tighten up here and bear down and get a stop headed into the locker room.
Wolverines were able to get a turnover early in the game. They almost got a second when they forced a fumble on the last drive. Now another carry. Good moves there by Peoria. He's able to churn those legs forward and gets down to about the 27-yard line. He had the ball poked out in the last drive and had to retreat about 15 yards back behind the line of scrimmage to collect it. Here he goes forward for a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and about 3 as they'll bring it back to the line quickly. Shotgun snap again. They'll run it up the gut. Hesitates, and he's not going to get it. See what they do here on 4th down. Again, pretty long for a field goal kicker to come out. They'll look towards the sidelines to see what the coaching staff wants, but it looks like they're going to keep that offense out there on the field.
It looks like a 4th and short 2 here. Go into the hurry-up offense as they did on the play prior. And they just get Woodland Hills to jump offside there for the hard count. Again, these penalties just killing Woodland Hills all year long. Last year, all year long so far. This year, they just cannot help themselves. Just undisciplined penalties there.
That 5-yard penalty gives the Highlanders
and so the neutral zone encroachment, whatever you want to label it as. Either way, it's a 5-yard gain for the Highlanders and a fresh set of downs. Ball at the 22. We're down under a minute left here in the first half. And scrambling with it, Stahl's going to carry the ball forward. He's able to make a field miss, dragging some Wolverines. He's down inside the 10, and we'll see if they use their last timeout. Highlanders only have 1 left. The clock does stop to reset the chains. See if they try and get a playoff here with the ball inside the 10-yard line. Looks like it's at the 8. They're going to go for the spike, and they do with 32.8 seconds left. So it'll be 1st and goal here. We'll make it 2nd and goal after the spike.
Yeah, Woodland Hills just really disappointing and discouraging here. You come out, you want to stop Baldwin into the locker room, and they haven't done anything of the sort. Let them go right down the field here with 30 seconds left, knocking on the door.
So they'll start out of the gun again. Carry to the right. A couple Wolverines there, and a couple more come in late. Again, Peoria was able to make the first few miss, but Talon Brooks and company come up from that linebacker position, and now the clock continues to wind. Under 20 seconds, 3rd down and 5, goal to go situation. Highlanders taking their time here. This might be the last play of the half. They snap it. It's going to be a pass out to the left. They throw it quickly. Was it caught? No, and even if it was, probably advantageous for the Highlanders because they were short of the goal line.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Excuse me, sorry to interrupt you there, but you're right. If you're Woodland Hills, you want him to make that catch. He would have been short, and the clock would have run out. So, fortunately for Baldwin, that falls incomplete, and the clock stops.
And so they'll bring the field goal team out. And so Emma Branwith, kick is up, and it is good. She's able to knock it through the uprights as time expires in the first half. And so it's a 2-point game. That field goal, the ball being spotted on the 5, was about a 22-yarder there. That one up and good. And so, Eric, before we go to break for our halftime show, initial thoughts on the first half of play?
Well, just right off the bat, even though Woodland Hills was able to hold Baldwin out of the end zone there, just too much momentum for Baldwin going in as they were able to drive the ball all the way down the field. Woodland Hills just couldn't get any stops. They were aided by some mistakes by Baldwin. Certainly that mistake by Woodland Hills jumping into the neutral zone offside helped Baldwin on that 4th down. But, the offense has looked good, not nearly as good as they did last week, but they got to be able to build on that. Baldwin gets the ball first, so the defense has to come out strong here in the second half.
led by some strong running in the first half, including a 66-yard run by William Clark and a couple broken plays that were turned into great offensive runs by Jeffrey Williams. We have ourselves a 2-point game as we head into halftime. We'll step aside for just a second. When we come back, we'll have our halftime show. It's a 12-10 game here. Woodland Hills up on Baldwin. And you're tuned in to the Highlanders and Wolverines here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. And it's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so we are back here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Our score at halftime, 12-10, Woodland Hills on top of Baldwin. Let's talk about how we got there. Started out with a 4-yard run to the right by Angelo Priori. PAT was good, made it 7-0. Down the field came Woodland Hills. They return the next drive with a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Jeffrey Williams. PAT was blocked there, but what did you see on that offensive possession that you really liked there, Eric?
And Woodland Hills was able to run the ball a little more effectively. William Clark was just the horse there for Woodland Hills. He's done so much for Woodland Hills this year and last year, and if that's what's successful for Woodland Hills, you know you're going to see them go to Clark a lot. But there are some other threats on that offense that I'd love to see them. I know I say it over and over again, but Joshua Rawlings, I just really, really want to see them somehow get him involved because he can be such a threat with that size and with those good hands that he has. But overall, the running game was working well, more so up the middle, actually, even with the losses on the offensive line. So hopefully they can keep that running game going into the second half, especially with Jeffrey Williams because he is so dangerous.
You talk about that passing game. That second touchdown by the Wolverines was through the air, a rollout by Williams, a 4-yard find. Gavin Yarborough coming up with it right towards the pylon. They went for 2, were unsuccessful. It was 12-7. And then the kicker, Emma Brandewine, comes up with a 22-yard field goal as time expired. A nice drive put together by the Highlanders makes it a 2-point game, 12-10. And so, Eric, before we go back to break and get ready for the second half, what needs to happen in the second half for the Wolverines to capitalize on this early success, this 2-point lead, and carry it to their first victory of the season?
I think the Wolverines have to stop Mason Stahl. I think Mason Stahl is the key to the Highlanders offense. He does so much, especially with his legs. He's got a strong arm, but he's had some he's had some struggles with his accuracy so far this year, and he hasn't put the ball in the air too much tonight. But I think the defense has to get pressure, and they have to contain Stahl. Just don't let him whiz by.
We will take another break. When we return, we'll get you ready for the second half of play here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And again, it's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit OwenTheLawyer.com.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Tired of a dirty car? Mr. Magic Car Wash will have your vehicle looking new again in just minutes, even those tough-to-clean wheels. Try us out at any one of our 5 convenient South Hills locations for a car wash you won't soon forget.
Mr. Magic Car Wash, clean, shiny, and dry every time.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football.
Boss Opticians on Braddock Avenue in Braddock is your one-stop optical shop. With hundreds of the latest frame styles and lenses, the skilled opticians at A-Boss will help select and fit the best eyewear option for you. Plus, A-Boss Opticians is the best eyewear repair facility in the area. No matter what your eyewear needs are, make A-Boss Opticians your opticians. Call A-Boss Opticians at 412-271-4424 or visit abossopticians.com.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
Welcome back for second half action here, live at Baldwin Stadium, here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Vince Russo here on the call, filling in for Adam Gusky, Eric Schuley to my right. Talented crew around us, and we're ready for some second half football as Woodland Hills is set to kick off with a 12-10 lead over the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders. First half that saw 292 total offensive yards. Woodland Hills 22 plays, 162 yards of offense. Baldwin 31 plays, 130 yards of offense. And here we go. Kick is off. This one will be taken at just inside the 20. Highlanders able to find a little bit of running room. They'll get it up towards the 35, and that's where they will take over. The Highlanders offense penalized once for 5 yards in the first half. Woodland Hills overall 3 penalties for 21 yards. Some of the other stats in the first half. Stahl coming on, the quarterback. He was 1 for 4 in the first half. 6 yards passing rather, and an interception thrown. He had 7 carries for 54 yards. The halfback, Angelo Priori, had 16 rushes for 54 yards and a score. And here we go. Starting out in the gun, he'll hand it off, and that is Priori. He's got a bit of running room to the left, a lot of running room actually. He'll get up to midfield, pushes a blocker forward, and he's able to get another 5 or 6 yards out of that one as he's able to flip the field quickly for the Highlanders, who find themselves in Woodland Hills territory quickly here at the start of the second half.
And Woodland Hills just needs so much help on the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are just so far back. By the time they come up and read the run, Priory just has so much room to run already. And Baldwin's making their blocks, and just a horrible start for the Wolverines.
So clock is running, even though it appeared the halfback went out of bounds. They'll snap it, and a quarterback keeper there by Stahl. He gets spun around at around the 40-yard line. That's where he'll be spotted down. And so that will be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 upcoming for the Highlanders.
And as I mentioned, you got to get the linebackers involved here. I would bring them up, be aggressive right up on that line of scrimmage like Baldwin is doing against Woodland Hills. Get them involved. You don't want to lose their athleticism by keeping them too far back and then having the blockers get out to the next level against them.
2nd down and 7. Stahl communicating the play from the sidelines to the offense. He'll take another quarterback keeper, keep it over the right side, uses some of his blockers to get 1st down yardage. It appears he got just enough to move the chains as the officials motion for the chain gang to move down the line on the far sidelines. Take another look here at that run. If you're joining us here on the Woodland Hills Football Network, if you're with our Trib Live High School Sports Network, welcome. Great night for some football here. Still beautiful outside here in late September. Temperatures in the mid-70s. And again, 1st down and 10. Highlanders carry this one out to the left. It's Priori again. He's able to find very little running room. And it appears he may not even get back to the line of scrimmage.
A nice job there by the Wolverine defense to contain. You saw the outside linebackers coming right up on the line of scrimmage along the edge for Woodland Hills. Did a great job to get involved in that play and get penetration there.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 once again. Ball on the left hash near the 33-yard line. It's snapped and fumbled. Picks it up quickly. Stahl looking to fire it downfield. He will. This one to the end zone. Has a man, and it's knocked away in the back of the end zone. A beautiful defensive play there. That one is Chamberlain. He came up with the interception earlier. Prevents a touchdown here.
Yeah, looks like there's some laundry on the field there. Hopefully it'll be a holding on Baldwin. But nonetheless, nice job by William Chamberlain not to panic there over there in single coverage, making a nice play to knock that ball away.
Highlanders huddle moving backwards towards midfield, so the penalty will be against the offense.
With the Woodland Hills defense struggling like they are, I don't know, Party is tempted maybe to let that get to 3rd down, but they had the ball inside the 35, so I think you have to push the ball back, but just makes you nervous because they've been able to get big chunks of yardage here pretty much at will, Baldwin, when they're running the ball.
So they are at the 47. They're going to need to get to the 23. So 2nd down and 23. Back in the gun. It's Stahl. He pump fakes, looks, is able to evade a couple defenders. He's going to take off with it. He's able to get towards the 45, and he's pushed out of bounds there. And he's dragged down out of bounds, and so that will be a personal foul against the Wolverines.
Yeah, just, again, you can't do it. Just undisciplined play right now by the Wolverines. Get that nice holding call. They keep Stahl contained, let him only get a yard or two, and then you pull him down late out of bounds, and you get the flag. You know every time they're going to call that. And 15 yards to Baldwin here, and just very unfortunate right now and discouraging for the Woodland Hills defense as we take another look at it. Missed tackle by Rodney Stubbs, and Taylon Brooks out of bounds. Does that extra little throwdown of quarterback Mason Stahl. Just you absolutely cannot do that. Unfortunately, that sets up Baldwin right at the 30-yard line, and they're cooking again on offense.
And so it will remain 2nd down and about 7 now as the 15 yards tacked on to the 2-yard run. Now an official's timeout. So as they sort that out, a couple scores from around the conference. Moon went into the half up 28-10 on Chartiers Valley. So it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Highlanders.
As they needed to correct the down. They got the distance, so it is 7 yards. 3rd down and 7. Highlanders hustle to the line with 3 receivers. And again, they'll go to the air. Stahl with time. He goes back to pass. He completes this one, finds the window, and that one's down to about the 12-yard line. And it looks like the reception was made by Jaron Kelly. The 175-pound senior is able to make the grab.
Yeah, you know, when you give the receivers that much of a cushion, it's going to happen every time. I mean, you give them the cushion, and then you see the D-backs for Woodland Hills just starting to backpedal right off the bat. So they only need 7 yards. It's not rocket science there for Baldwin when they see all that cushion that Woodland Hills gives them. An easy first down and into the red zone, looking to knock on the door and score again.
So Scipio a step late there, coming over to make the tackle. Now whistles again, as it looked like it was going to be a quarterback keeper to the left by Stahl. See what the call is here. Looked like some confusion on the offensive side of the ball. The play clock is running. They have to get the play in quickly. Play clock down to 13. See if they take a timeout here. They'll hustle to the line.
First and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 12. Play clock now resetting, and I don't think anyone really knows what's going on down there. Well, timeout was finally taken by the Highlanders. So as everyone gets everything sorted out down there, we'll take a second, we'll step aside. You're tuned into the Wolverines and Highlanders here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Thank you all so much for joining us here at Baldwin Stadium. A 12-10 game. Woodland Hills up on the Baldwin Highlanders. Wolverines looking for their first victory of the season. Both teams winless in Allegheny 8 conference play. As it stands, it's a 1st down and 10 on the 12-yard line. Baldwin knocking on the door once again. This is their 3rd trip into the red zone. They have a touchdown and a field goal thus far. They'll run it to the left, a quarterback keeper inside the 5, turning down towards the end zone, continuing to push. Did they blow the play dead before he got into the end zone? I think they may have. There's no signal down on the field just yet. And so it will be marked down inside the 2-yard line. As the fans here, the Boo Birds start to come out.
I don't think it matters too much, as it wasn't, you know, a goal situation, as now it's 1st and goal as he got the 1st down.
Quarterback sneak now. Did they get it across the goal line? Defenders jumping in to try and push back. Still no signal, and I think they may have made the stop. Wolverines defense coming up clutch here, and so as we await the signal, as it stands, it'll be a 3rd down and 1. And it appears they're going to go straight back. No, they'll get back in huddle now. Looked as if they might come straight back at it with another quarterback sneak. We'll see what they call up here. Play clock is running. They'll reset it, though, so they get 25 seconds to figure out what they'd like to do here.
Yeah, this whole play clock situation, Vince, is pretty comical. I don't think they know. Clock operators up here know what they're doing. It goes, you know, back to 40, then back to 25, and
again they go with the quarterback sneak, and this time they'll push it across. They get the necessary yard, and so Baldwin back out in front. Stahl pushes it in from 1 yard out. It is now 16-12. Baldwin looking to tack on the extra point.
Yeah, you know, Woodland Hills just not coming out the way they needed to here in the 2nd half. I don't know what they were doing there with their defensive set right on the play that got Baldwin into a 1st and goal there. Just way too far away from the line of scrimmage with so many defenders and so much room to run for Mason Stahl.
And so the extra point up and good by Emma Brandween. And so the 5'6" senior makes it 17-12. And we will head to a quick break here with 7:37 left in the third quarter. Baldwin back out in front at 17-12. And you're tuned in to the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And we are back. Highlanders getting ready to kick off from right to left. Wolverines trotting out the return unit. They trail by 5. It is 17-12 here at Baldwin Stadium. Vince Russo, Eric Schuley here for the Woodland Hills Football Network. Other scores around the league, as we said. Moon took a 28-10 halftime lead against Chartiers Valley. West Allegheny with a 21-14 lead over Upper St. Clair, including a 95-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Here, a kick looking to try and go on sides. This is a ball, big hit. Finally, the Wolverines able to scoop it up, but the Highlanders trying to catch the Wolverines off balance there, and the Wolverine got walloped trying to corral that one. My goodness.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary there as it went very high on that hit, did Baldwin. And
thought it was going to go out of bounds. It looked like it was going to trail, but it stayed in.
Luckily, Woodland Hills is able to retain the ball, and hopefully the offense is able to have success here because the defense did not do what they had to do to open up the half. We'll see if Jeffrey Williams can lead his team down the field.
Williams takes over with the offense at the 28-yard line. He takes the snap and will hand it off. That looks to be Clark. Clark with a gash up the middle. And after a 66-yard run to open up the second drive of the first half, he's able to get it out to the 45. That's a gain of 17 yards. Clark in the first half with 9 carries, 104 yards. Give him another 17 there.
Great job by William Clark, but yet again another big shoestring tackle by Baldwin. And you love to see those runs, and you don't want to be negative, but Woodland Hills having trouble sustaining drives, so you wish that they could just break one of those all the way.
They'll hand it off again, and again it's Clark. He's able to make a couple Highlanders miss. He keeps those feet rumbling forward, and he's able to dive out ahead of the pack. Give him about another 7 yards. And it'll create a second and short as Clark well over 100 yards now with over 20 yards rushing here in the second half. Williams, the quarterback, had 4 carries for 35 yards, including a touchdown. Taylon Brooks, 5 carries, 17 yards in the first half. And Armani Bailey had 1 carry, but he went backwards for a loss of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 4. They'll mark it as a 6-yard gain, and now Williams will keep it on this one. He spins away from a defender and dives towards the marker. See if he's able to get a first down there. We have an injured Highlander down on the field. Training staff will come out to tend to what looks like number 33 for the Highlanders, Zach Pettit, who's played a role on both sides of the ball, 4 tackles in the first half and 3 carries for 16 yards. So you take one look there, see he gets walloped from behind there, gets tossed aside, and you see it. There's Pettit in the background. He got sort of tossed out of the way, so not sure. It looked like he was maybe grabbing his arm there, but as they sort that out, we turn our attention to some of the other first half stats. He is able to be helped up, shaking that hand. He'll walk off of the field. Good sign there to see him up and moving. As we said, he had 3 carries for 16 yards in the first half. Much of this game being dictated by the ground. Both quarterbacks in the first half combining for 14 yards of passing offense, Eric.
Yeah, 2 teams that don't really like to put the ball in the air unless they have to. Baldwin will do it a little more often than Woodland Hills, that's for sure. But Woodland Hills connected on that touchdown from Williams to Yarbo, so they can do it if they have to, but they don't like to do it too often, that's for sure.
So again, out of the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll hand it to Clark. Once again, Clark again gashing through. No flags on the field as he heads down inside the 20 towards the 15-yard line. And again, another gain of up to 30 yards there. Clark, they've just not had an answer for that tailback thus far. Take another look as he gashes through the first and second layers of the defense.
Yeah, great job there by Savon Givner and Joshua Rawlings, pulling over, making some big blocks there for Woodland Hills, getting them down inside the red zone, down at the 19.
He is marked down at the 19, so first and 10 there. They are in the red zone. They scored 2 touchdowns in the red zone in the first half, and again, the ball carrier is Clark, but he's wrapped up very quickly there. Was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he'll get nothing more. Ball carrier is actually Zachary Threats, who hasn't toted the ball too much this season. But the 6'1" senior getting a carry there.
And we're always so used to William Clark getting the carries, and you know, sometimes he has to get a break. And not much doing there for Zachary Threats, but you know, those bad first down plays, they really hurt a team like Woodland Hills that is very predictable.
Clark in the backfield once again now. He will get the give. He'll turn it to the left, tries to fight through a tackler, and he's pushed back. Looked like he got to the 14-yard line, will be his forward progress. So it'll be a third and manageable upcoming for the Wolverines. As Clark again able to move the ball forward for the Wolverines. He's been the main source of offense here on the evening.
Yeah, another time when you're going to see Woodland Hills pretty much have 2 chances to get this yardage, about 5 yards.
A flag on the field. That'll be against the defense. Highlanders with the infraction. And so that may very well result in a first down here in a goal-to-go situation. Ball will be spotted at the 8-yard line.
Big break for Woodland Hills there. Not that they wouldn't have been able to get that 4.5 yards on their own, but just to get something like that on your side for once is a very good feeling.
And so the offense gets a fresh set of downs at the 8-yard line, knocking on the door, trying to take the lead back, wrestle it away from the Highlanders, who just had a touchdown drive on their own, and there it is, it's Clark. He's off to the left side, no flags on the field, so that is a touchdown. Clark into the end zone, an 8-yard scamper there, and Baldwin falls behind. Woodland Hills back up. They take a 1-point lead. Take another look. Pretty cut and dry there, Eric.
Yeah, not much doing. I don't even know if he was touched there, William Clark, until maybe right at the goal line. Able to take it in. Some great blocking there from Woodland Hills. And now the 2-point conversion attempt to try and get up by 3. Big moment here.
And so they'll run it again. It's Clark again. He pushes forward and he's able to muscle his way in. 2 points on the board. And so Clark doing it himself, trying to will this team forward to their first victory. They'll take a 3-point lead. It is now 20-17. Have another look at that touchdown run. Clark scampering over to the left to give Woodland Hills the lead. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. About 5 minutes left in the third quarter. A 3-point game. Woodland Hills leading here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And we are back once again. 4:58 left in the third quarter. Woodland Hills up 20-17 here at Baldwin Stadium over the Highlanders. The kick team is out on the field. They're huddled up and getting ready to go. Beautiful night for football here. Eric, we were joking around during the break. The smell of kettle corn in the air. You don't really usually smell that at a high school football game. Usually the menu is pretty simple, but I'm impressed.
Well, I'm sure that's a hot ticket item, because if it tastes as good as it smells, I'm sure it is popular.
And the kick is off here in the third quarter, taken once again at the 15-yard line. Highlanders will move forward. A nice return there. We'll get the ball up towards around the 37-yard line. So the ball carrier there is Jaron Kelly. So the 5'11" wide receiver. About a 22-yard return, and that's where the offense will take over. They just trot down the field to start out the half. It was punctuated by a 1-yard Mason Stahl keeper. Woodland Hills was able to stonewall the first attempt at the QB keeper from the 1-yard line, but Baldwin kept it simple, came right back at him. That offensive line has gotten good push tonight. We'll see what they can do here. Out of the shotgun, they'll hand it off up the middle once again, and another couple missed tackles, and again they're able to get it out to the right side against Peoria. He's past the 40, down to the 30-yard line, and he's dragged down. And it appears they'll mark him stepped out about the 26-yard line, maybe even more. It looked like he was out maybe back towards the 30. A generous spot at the 26, and again, Baldwin wasting no time getting back into business on the offensive side.
Yeah, they see they're going to have all that room to run, and again, more missed tackles from Woodland Hills. Clearly something that wasn't worked on hard enough, apparently, and Baldwin in business yet again.
First down and 10, a quarterback keeper out. They're trying to get the ball to the outside again. They will have a couple missed tackles there. And we have a flag on the field, but see Stahl there was able to make many men miss as he got down to around the 10-yard line, but you see a Wolverine pointing as if that one may come back. Chamberlain is motioning as if the penalty will be against the offense. Likely a holding call. But nonetheless, again, missed tackles, a huge issue for this Wolverines defense.
Yeah, extremely porous right now is that Woodland Hills defense. Doesn't even look like they're out there. Baldwin moving the ball at will. Luckily, Woodland Hills, the beneficiary of a holding call right there, it looked like. So
that was actually an unnecessary roughness penalty on the backside of the play. And so that will push Baldwin back a good bit. A good break there for the Wolverines as the ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line, and it's an infraction that gets tacked on from the spot of the foul, which was around the 15-yard line, so a 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 14 at the 30-yard line. Highlanders again in the gun with a sidecar. They're going to the air here on 1st and long. They have a man over the middle. It's caught and into the end zone. Is it a touchdown? It is. Baldwin with the quick strike, a 30-yard touchdown pass. And they are back on the board, and now I think an excessive celebration penalty as a couple flags go flying into the air. But it looked like Jaron Kelly, number 3, with the 30-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, again, it's so discouraging. I mean, it doesn't even look like the Woodland Hills defense was trying there. I've never seen anything like this, even last week, which was bad, but they played with so much heart last week. Just had some struggles. Right now, it's just really a dismal on defense, and you wonder what's going on right now for that Woodland Hills defense. You get a big touchdown there to make it 2017, and then in the blink of an eye, Baldwin goes right down the field. A Baldwin team that doesn't have that much of a prolific offense, so it's really tough right now if you're the Woodland Hills defense, letting that touching up so quickly.
And so now the teams huddle up as the laundry's still on the field. Finally, they get that taken care of. And so that'll be an unsportsmanlike penalty against Baldwin. It'll be tacked on to the kickoff, so good field position upcoming, hopefully, for the Wolverines. And now the PAT snap was a bit high. It was late, and the kick is blocked. And so that one no good by Emma Brandween, and the senior unable to convert. So it stays a 3-point game. We'll take a quick step aside. When we return, we have a bit of offensive life here in the third quarter. Back and forth we go, 3 touchdowns on the board, and it is 23-20, Baldwin leading Woodland Hills. We'll be right back on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
3 minutes, 50 seconds left here to play in the third quarter here at Baldwin Stadium. And the Highlanders taking it down the field here. A 30-yard touchdown pass as we take one last look at it. A beautiful ball over the middle and a great grab by Jaron Kelly. And so 3 touchdowns. We've gone back and forth in this third quarter. A 1-yard run by Mason Stahl, an 8-yard run by William Clark of the Wolverines, and then Stahl with the 30-yard connection to Kelly. And so thank you all for listening tonight. If you haven't yet, as it says on the screen, check out our WHFN app. Brand new this year. A great way to tune in and take us on the go when you're not able to make it to the game.
Baldwin has done that short pick very well tonight. You got to be on guard if you're Woodland Hills here.
And this one, a squib. It'll be taken at the 40-yard line. See if the Wolverines can make anything of it. The return man able to get some headway up into enemy territory, and a flag late. So this might negate some of that field position. They got it down to the 39-yard line of the Highlanders, but it looks like a late hit might march the Wolverines backwards. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, yet another undisciplined penalty on Woodland Hills. You know, you can't let Baldwin do that to you. You got to have a cooler head. You know, Baldwin, the first game of the year. Well, it's the first game of the year playing Avalon at the Wolverena. A couple little fights broke out there. You could tell they're a hot team. They got a temper. You can't let it get the better of you. And Woodland Hills is doing that right now. And after a great return, deep in, you know, getting into Baldwin territory right there, you just negate so much of that. It's just not playing smart right now.
See the return there. Looks like that was number 39, Eric Siebels, a 5'10 sophomore. So his return negated, but they still have the ball in Baldwin territory at the 47-yard line as Williams will hand it off here. Clark gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage and is able to dive forward. Are they saying there was a fumble? Let's wait for the signal. Did the ball come out for Clark? It looked like he may have been down. I think the officials did. They patted the turf. He is down. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Let's take another look. See if any of his body was still up when the ball came out, or if they got this call right. It did look like he was down, so a good call by the officials. And the drive continues. A 2nd and 9 for the Wolverines. The quarterback keeper will go to the right side. Williams with a bit of headway. He tries to cut this one back. There'll be some flags on the field, potentially holding. As it stands right now, it'll be a 3rd and short as Williams is able to fall forward towards the 41-yard line.
Yeah, yet another flag probably going to go on the Wolverines. And, you know, you want to get back in this game, and you're killing yourself right now, Vince. And it's just a shame, you know, because you're seeing the season fall apart right now if you're Woodland Hills, unfortunately. If they keep making penalties like this, they're not going to be able to win this game.
See the hold there down in the corner. That's Armani Bailey holding Jaron Kelly. And so it will be 2nd down once again. Ball now at the 49-yard line of the Wolverines. So 13 yards to go. And again, it's Williams out of the gun with the sidecar running back. It's Clark. They'll go to the air here. And this one's, in and out of the hands of the defender. That one would have been trouble. That ball was thrown right into the outstretched arms of the Highlanders defender. That was number 2, Connor Lavelle. And I think he might have been thinking end zone before he had a full grasp on the ball.
Yeah, huge break for Woodland Hills there. Not sure if that ball maybe slipped out of Jeffrey Williams' hands. Armani Bailey was open over the top there, but just not a good throw whatsoever. And Woodland Hills has themselves in a 3rd and long right now, and not looking good for the Wolverines.
See what the plan of attack here is. They've had a lot of success running the ball with Clark. They'll fake the handoff, do an end around, but nothing going here. Bailey just going to try to get back to the line of scrimmage again. A flag is down on the field. Bailey able to keep his footing, though. Great running. It might be for naught, but he gets the ball down to around the 42-yard line. And another flag comes out at the end of the play. See what that's all about.
Yeah, you're seeing all the frustration of this season come out right now if you're Woodland Hills, and you see heads hanging, and after last week, so many positives to take from that game, and unfortunately, the Woodland Hills just didn't build on that.
Well, Eric, for both of these teams, both teams winless in conference play thus far. Baldwin 1-3 on the year. Woodland Hills 0-4. Highlanders have not been able to win at home thus far. And we'll see as the officials congregate around the 45-yard line what the call is. So there were 2 fouls, but the only one that we hear about is a personal foul against the offense. So again, a bit of confusion out of this officiating staff.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion all over the place, Vince. Yeah, Woodland Hills not prepared there. I didn't realize it was 4th down. Coach Tim Bossard has to take a timeout. It's such a shame to see this. You got Woodland Hills since 2003, 12-1 against this team. They've had so much dominance against Baldwin, and not looking like that whatsoever tonight. But you're not out of it yet. You're still only down by 3 in spite of all the mistakes and penalties. There's certainly been some good parts to the game tonight for Woodland Hills, but they've gone backwards since that game overall from last week against Upper St. Clair.
Wolverines have beat Baldwin each of the past 7 seasons. Average score of 41-13. Last year was a 12-0 victory for Woodland Hills. We take a look at their upcoming schedule. Next week they'll get back to the friendly confines of the Wolverena to take on the West Allegheny Indians before traveling once again up north to take on the Kiski Area Cavaliers in an out-of-conference matchup. And they'll finish the season with 2 out of 3 at home before heading out on the road once more against Chartiers Valley. Take a look at the standings thus far. Peters Township continues to roll after a semifinal appearance last year. Moon, a bit of a surprise early in the season. They're on the pace to go 4-1 as right now they lead Chartiers Valley. It was a 28-10 score at the half. Punt team is out. Deontay Williams will give this one a boot. It's end over end. They'll get a good bounce. And this one will continue to take a very friendly roll. And the Wolverines will knock it back all the way to the 8-yard line. So a beautiful punt there by Deontay Williams. And so the teams will congregate and try and figure out what's up next in this one. Baldwin currently leads 23-20 over Woodland Hills. We'll be right back here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverena and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch.
Welcome back. The defense was way out of position, but the Wolverines able to compensate and keep the quarterback keeper to a nominal gain.
Going to get yourself back in this game, Vince. This is the defensive stand that you need. At least force a punt, get a 3-and-out. You don't have to get a turnover. That would be fantastic at this part of the field, but just you have to stop them.
Still lots of time left in this game, still in the 3rd quarter with a little over 90 seconds left in the frame, but Baldwin with 2 touchdowns in this quarter. They have not been stopped yet. Run up the middle and a big hit there. And that one won't go far at all. And the halfback looks to be a little shaken up there on the play. Big hit taken there, and so Priori back in the huddle, but definitely felt the brunt of that one. Take a look.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to come off the field after that. He looks a little shaky, Vince. You're right. Took a very hard hit there.
Might have the air taken out of him. Got hit right in the midsection.
Wolverines clearly missing a big-time defensive tackle, DeJuan House, tonight on that defensive line. Made some big plays last week on both lines, actually, offensive and defensive line for Woodland Hills. And just tough when you lose a big playmaker like that.
So C.J. Robbins checks in for the offense. He'll be a wide out to the left. Two receivers on the right, one to the left, a sidecar running back in the gun. The quarterback will keep it. Stahl moves forward. And they'll get close to that first down marker. See if they've got it. They do. Officials motion for it forward.
Looked like a pretty generous spot there from my angle. I'm not really sure he got that much yardage there to get up for that first down, but the officials say he do. They have a better view than I do, so they're going to give Stahl that first down, and just kept churning those legs, and Woodland Hills was unable to stop him, and that was just a huge first down for Baldwin. Woodland Hills needed a stop there.
It was close. They'll give him the forward progress, and so this should be the last play of the first quarter here, and they will hand it off to the left side. That's Pettit. He was shaken up in the last drive, but he comes back out and is able to tote the pigskin there. He'll carry it up towards the 20-yard line, but that will do it for our third quarter of play. We have an exciting fourth quarter upcoming. Right now it's just a 3-point game. The Baldwin Highlanders out in front of the Woodland Hills Wolverines, but this one's been back and forth. You're not going to want to miss how it ends, so stick around here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so we are back here at Baldwin Stadium. 23-20 our score with 12 fresh minutes on the clock for our fourth frame here. Baldwin's offense trots out onto the field with a 2nd and 9 at their own 18-yard line after picking up one first down. Deontay Williams with a great punt was able to knock the Highlanders back into their own territory. So the quarterback keeper again, they'll try and get it to the outside. They've had a lot of success getting towards the sidelines, and again trying to stay in bounds is Stahl. He was able to make one defender miss, but he tiptoes out at the 26. So it will be a 3rd and short. Looks like it'll be just probably a long one there they have to pick up.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Woodland Hills isn't being more aggressive on that line of scrimmage. You know, the linebackers holding back so much, and you only have 3 defensive linemen right now playing that 3-4. You're not getting any penetration, and Stahl or Priori just taking that ball and going, and they have so much initial space. It's hard to get to that level to take them down for Woodland Hills. And there you go, another free first down.
Second time that's happened tonight. Woodland Hills not watching the ball. They jump, and so after what initially looked like it would be a good start to the drive, a 50-yard punt by Deontay Williams, Baldwin able to capitalize, and now they will have a first down and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, just lots of mistakes, like I said. Still only down by 3 miraculously is Woodland Hills, and you know, you just got to get a stop at this point. It's getting to the point where you have to get a turnover with the way Baldwin's been able to move the ball.
Now rush it again. Again, it's Priori. He's able to move forward, dives towards the 34-yard line. And that looks like it'll be a 3-yard gain.
And it's a play like that, Vince, where you wish you had a couple more guys coming in and rushing and blitzing, because Priori just had so much time. He should have been taken down in the backfield. Look at that. He's able to touch his lineman forward and break out and still get 2 or 3 yards. And that's just, you can't have that. So much speed on this defense for Woodland Hills. You've got to start bringing guys that you know they want to run the ball, and in order to stop that, you're going to have to bring your linebackers and not have them back 4 or 5 yards every play.
So he's over the century mark now, 124 yards rushing in this one. They'll toss it back to him once again, but he's going to have to work hard just to get 1 yard there. So it'll be 3rd down and somewhat manageable. Woodland Hills doing a good job to force the toss outside there, and a quick covering tackle there. That one made by number 8, Keyshawn Davis, the junior.
Good job by Woodland Hills containing that play. Got to get a stop here on 3rd down. Yet again, they jump offside, and just another just undisciplined play by Woodland Hills.
So a lot of frustration for the Wolverines, as that is the 3rd time tonight we've seen themselves proverbially shoot themselves in the foot. Tough to watch, but it'll be now 3rd and 1. They'll push forward on the QB sneak. We'll see if they give it to him. They do. Baldwin will have the 1st down, and so Wolverines will have to regroup and try and find a way to get the 4th down here for the 1st time on this drive.
Yeah, Baldwin now going to take their good old time. Still lots of time left, over 10 minutes, but with the way Baldwin's been able to move the ball today, they have gone through the clock like it's nothing. So if Woodland Hills wants to get this ball back into their hands and get on the board, they're going to have to do something quick here.
So now 7 of 11 on 3rd down are the Highlanders. On the other end, just 2 of 6 for Woodland Hills thus far. Another quarterback keeper to the left. It's Stahl. He's able to get up to around the 45. He'll get stood up there, and so that'll be a gain of 4. And so Stahl gets up towards the 100-yard mark. That's 16 carries for 97 yards, including a 1-yard scamper on the QB keeper for a touchdown. So he gets gang tackled there at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you know, that Baldwin offensive line having their way with Woodland Hills tonight. And they'll take those 4-yard, 5-yard gains every time, especially in this situation.
2nd and 6 now. Stahl picking apart the defense, looking, finally hands it off. This will get up to around the 49, 3-yard gain. And again, it'll be 3rd down. And again, Baldwin 7 of 11, converting at a very high rate. And Eric, will see if this defensive line is watching this time, able to stay on sides, give themselves a chance to get off the field here in just a 3-point game. So again, it'll be Stahl in the gun. He stands at the 45, the ball's at the 49. They need 2 yards. They tried to get the Wolverines there. They stay put this time. And so it's snapped. QB keeper up the gut, and they'll get just enough. He stood up right around the marker, but it looked like he got past there, and he did. 1st down for the Highlanders as the clock ticks under 8.5 minutes to go. As you said, Eric, this offense trying to bleed that clock down a little bit. Now a flag comes out late. And a personal foul against Woodland Hills. I believe it was number 52 for the Wolverines that was called for it. Savon Givner was called for yanking on the helmet of the Baldwin Highlanders player. And so, Eric, we see some mental frustration coming out of this defense. They've been on the field for a long time. Nothing they've been able to do has been working here in the 2nd half. What are they going to do to get their heads back into this one and get a stop here?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the best thing I've seen so far is Coach Tim Foster just get upset right there and throw his headset. I've never seen so much heart come in and so much passion out of him in his entirety in his career here as head coach here for Woodland Hills, and I actually love to see that. You know, him getting upset. It looks like the officials are taking anything they can to throw a flag on Woodland Hills. Not that Woodland Hills hasn't deserved a lot of these penalties, these undisciplined personal fouls, but right there I didn't see it, and you know, they're just looking for anything they can to call the flags on Woodland Hills. But, you know, nonetheless, you got to get a stop here before it's too late.
Now a Wolverine down on the field. That looks like Deshaun Reeves. He's being tended to by the training staff. Both teams taking a second to huddle up. We'll step aside very quickly here. We'll be right back on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Life High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back. That was actually number 27, Keon Perkins. The senior went down on the play. If he is roughed up at all, that's a tough loss. He's been one of the main tacklers. Now it is second down and a run for what looks like another first down. They needed 7 yards. Looks like they got at least 8. And that will move the chains as they near the red zone once again. Baldwin back on the move. And it will be spotted on the left hash at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, just, you watch the replay, just nobody really there for Woodland Hills. He makes it past the initial front of Woodland Hills, and then you don't really see many guys there, not many Wolverines, and he's able to get exactly what he needs, and Baldwin knocking on the door of the red zone here.
Fresh set of downs, 2 receivers to the right, sidecar running back, and 1 receiver out left. There'll be another quarterback keeper. They've been running Stahl a good amount, and he continues to turn the legs forward, gets down inside the 16, close to the 15. Give him a gain of close to 6, so it'll be about second and a long 5, short 6, however you want to draw it up.
Just incredible how they're able to milk the clock here with these first downs, keeping the ball on the ground, and just Woodland Hills getting no penetration, and they need to stack the box more and just start blitzing, getting in there quick, just sending 7, 8 guys. It's their only chance right now.
So second and 5, 2 receivers out to the left, 1 running back behind. And they'll run it to the left, and with a quick step and a couple missed tackles, it'll be another first down. Running the ball to the left side, Angelo Priori. That 5'11", 220-pound senior has really started to run downhill in the second half.
Yeah, he's the main guy for the Highlanders. They love to go to him. They love to give him the ball. Why not in this situation? The perfect time to let him do his thing. And Baldwin looking to go in here and make this a 2-score game and put it out of reach for Woodland Hills.
Clock winding down to just over 6 minutes. Highlanders have had the ball the entire quarter. Now they'll run it to the left one more time. And that's all it'll take. Priori into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for the Highlanders. And they'll mark him out. He didn't make it. So ball will be at the 2-yard line. And so see if Woodland Hills can capitalize on the running back stepping out of bounds before getting to the end zone. From our vantage point here across the field, it looked like he got into the end zone. But good call there by the officials. He did, in fact, step out at the 2. And so our score for the moment remains 23-20. Baldwin up 3 here. Both teams looking for their first conference victory. Woodland Hills still winless overall on the season. And they'll go with the quarterback sneak. Did they get enough? A late push there by the Wolverines, I think, prevents the touchdown. So it will be 3rd down and goal. Very nearly an offensive penalty there for the offense not really being set as Stahl was running up there. Looks like another sneak up coming. They're getting a good push, but the Wolverines trying to hold them back. But it won't matter. Highlanders, touchdown. Another QB keeper, another 1-yard score, and the lead is now 9.
Yeah, tough break for Woodland Hills. Just couldn't do what they needed to do on defense. Another touchdown for Baldwin, and about to go up by 10 here to make it 30-20.
Last PAT was blocked. See if Emma can put it up through the uprights. This one is up and good. It will be a 10-point game. Baldwin leads 30-20 over the Wolverines here. Still 5.5 minutes though. We'll see what the Wolverines can put together here on the offensive side of the ball. You'll see it here live on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
We're back once again. You hear an animated Highlanders crowd coming to life. The players motioning for the crowd to get rowdy. It is a nice crowd here tonight on both sides of the bleachers. Highlanders with an 18-play, 93-yard drive that took up 8.5 minutes of clock. And now the question is there enough time on the board for Woodland Hills to get 2 scores, and can they get a stop? It's all going to need to start here. Kickoff back to the 15, and it's muffed. Picked up. Wolverines will try and make something of it. A couple men miss, and they move the ball up towards the 30-yard line. And so, return man there was the running back Clark, who's been a force to be reckoned with on offense, but just a lack of focus there. Sees the ball go through his hands before he can get downfield.
Yeah, probably just so eager to make a play. William Clark, so much heart on, for this team, for the Wolverines. He wants to do anything he can to help his guys get a win here tonight, but not looking too good here right now for Woody High.
They'll take over at their own 28. Shotgun snap. Williams looking to pass on first down. He's going to go deep. He looks and has a man. Scipio comes up with the grab. He's able to spin away, and he'll get down to around the 35-yard line. So for the second week in a row, a deep completion to Scipio sees the offense step outside its comfort zone of running the ball.
Yeah, it's a shame you don't see things like that until desperation. But nonetheless, Woodland Hills completes the pass, and now into Baldwin territory at the 35-yard line.
So that a 37-yard completion there will set the Wolverines up in business at the 35-yard line of the Highlanders. And if they needed anything, it was a quick play there. Now they'll try and throw it out, and falling down before he can grab it is the wideout Gavin Yarborough, who had a touchdown grab earlier in the game. He falls, loses his footing trying to get to that screen pass, but it still looked like it might have been overthrown regardless.
Yeah, dangerously close to also being a lateral there. But Woodland Hills able to dodge that bullet. You want to see them go downfield here right now, down by 10 and 5 minutes left. I don't think you should be going side to side here. I think you got to go downfield and get in the end zone quick if you want any chance here.
So now 2nd and 10 from the 35. Again, they'll fake the pass. Now it's Williams carrying the ball. He runs. He's able to spin away. He'll get a first down. Ball to around the 23-yard line.
Just another time here we're not having a no-huddle offense. Really hurts you. You would love to be able to get up to this line of scrimmage right now and get the play going and snap the ball, but getting back in the huddle right now. Clock now under 4:50, and time is just wasting away.
Another shotgun snap, now a carry, and it's Clark. Clark able to find some running room, gets a block. He's sprung down to the 10-yard line, has stood up with a big hit there, but he'll move the chains once again, and here comes Woodland Hills. Wolverines driving the ball down the field methodically and physically. They will have a first down at the 10-yard line, a goal-to-go situation in the red zone.
Yeah, the most heart you've seen tonight from the Wolverines. Great run by William
Clark once again, but he's wrapped up in the backfield. And that is a beautiful form tackle there to bring down the elusive Clark. That's Matt Bauman, the senior linebacker. And so now Woodland Hills, again, having to look at that clock. A little over 4 minutes left in this game. They're going to have to either get an onside kick recovery or a stop if they do score here, but that's the main caveat. They've got to get the ball into the end zone here. Snap is low. Williams able to corral it, goes to the back of the end zone. They're going for the fade route, and that one knocked away, but a flag is thrown in the end zone, and I'm not so sure. It might be offensive pass interference. We saw Scipio get a little handsy, but then he was sort of knocked away from the ball at the end. So we'll see here. A pivotal call here by the officials. And it will be on the defense. So a big break there for the Wolverines on a physical pass to the corner of the end zone. And so it'll be second down once again, but now the ball moves up to around the 6-yard line. More importantly, the clock stops. They'll hand it off. Clark gets a second energy there. He's able to break through inside the 5-yard line, but he'll be stood up at around the 3-yard line. So give him a gain of 3. The clock continues to run. 3.5 minutes left. Wolverines trying to hustle up, get the play in, and get to the line.
Yeah, absolutely got to hustle. That's the key here for Woodland Hills. We want to get this ball in the end zone and have a chance here. Josh Rawlings just way too far away to be involved in the play as he is split so far wide to the left.
Williams with the snap. He fakes the handoff. He'll run to the right side. He sneaks through and he's into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Woodland Hills is on the board. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in this contest. And it is just a 4-point game. See if they bring out the PAT unit to make it a field goal game here. Look again, Williams, the elusive athlete. He's not listed as a quarterback on the offensive depth chart. He's listed as an athlete. Took over at that quarterback position in the second game of the season, and he finds the end zone there. And so now Gavin Moore in for the PAT attempt. It's down, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is a beauty straight through the uprights. And so we once again have ourselves a barn burner here at Baldwin Stadium. With 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, Baldwin leads Woodland Hills 30-27. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and Highlanders on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
After a quiet first half, 35 combined points in this second half, and we have ourselves a 30-27 game thanks to this short run, a 3-yard touchdown scamper by Jeffrey Williams. And we'll see now, do the Wolverines go with the onside kick, or do they trust that defense to try and get a stop? Doesn't look like they've got the hands team out there, but we've seen Baldwin line up in the normal set and kick it short. Big decision here by Coach Tim Bostard. Ball teed up on the left hash of the 40-yard line. And it will be an onside kick. It goes straight into the arms of a Baldwin Highlander, though. They tried to confuse the Highlanders with having Moore step up, but then another kicker come up and actually hit that ball. It's Lucas Strayer who's able to come up with it. So now it comes down to the defense. Baldwin with great field position. They'll take over right around midfield, spotted at their own 48-yard line. And do the Wolverines have a stop left in them? They got a turnover early in the first quarter. They held Baldwin to just 10 points in the first half, but the second half they've been unable to get stops. Quick handoff here. It'll be to the left side, or the right side rather, and it's a gain of 1. Good gang tackle there by the Wolverines as they keep that to a short gain. We'll see, they will call their first of 3 timeouts. as they take a timeout, we will as well. Again, just a 3-point game, 3 minutes, 1 second on the clock. Baldwin up 3 here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And we are back just in time for the play. It'll be a QB keeper over the left side, gaining some running room, dragging defenders down towards the marker. A great second effort will result in a 3rd and short situation here for the Highlanders, who have been extremely potent on 3rd down, mostly because of those 1st and 2nd down runs.
Yeah, just not enough there from Woodland Hills. Such a easy 3rd down here now for Baldwin, and pretty much they have 2 chances to get it. You could see them maybe punt this ball away if Woodland Hills is able to get a stop, but the way they've been moving the ball, unfortunately, you just have a hard time seeing Woodland Hills get a stop here. You need something to go your way if you're Woodland Hills, maybe a bad snap or something.
See if they decide to line up and go for the run right up the middle. The QB sneak is what they've been doing. You see, next week will be West Allegheny coming to town to take on the Wolverines at the Wolverena in Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania. So a couple teams that are used to being at the top of the standings but have been humbled thus far this year. West Allegheny fighting against Upper St. Clair, trying to even its record at 2-2 on the season. So here we go. See if they run the sneak right now. Now they move it up towards the line of scrimmage. There it is. Do they get the yard? I don't know. This one's really close. We'll see what the spot looks like. Keep in mind, here at the favorable confines of the Baldwin Stadium, they have been getting some pretty generous spots, but it will be 4th and 1. So Eric, now decision time. Does Baldwin pull out the punt team, or do they go for broke here to try and get that single yard to put this game away?
The way I've been moving the ball, if I'm Baldwin, the way I've been moving the ball, I go for this, no doubt. You end the game if you get the 1st down right here. So got to be ready for anything if you're Woodland Hills. Looks like we have a timeout on the field.
And so as they take a timeout, we will as well. We'll return very quickly with the conclusion of this one. A 3-point game. Baldwin leads Woodland Hills here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
A-Boss Opticians on Braddock Avenue in Braddock is your one-stop optical shop. With hundreds of the latest frame styles and lenses, the skilled opticians at A-Boss will help select and fit the best eyewear option for you. Plus, A-Boss Opticians is the best eyewear repair facility in the area. No matter what your eyewear needs are, make A-Boss Opticians your opticians. Call A-Boss Opticians at 412-271-4424 or visit abossopticians.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so here it is, folks. This play should be your ball game. 4th down and 1. Baldwin up by 3. They're going to bring in all the big guys up front. They're going to try and sneak it here. Woodland Hills almost jumped. They haven't called it. A close call there. They'll burrow forward, but I don't think they got it. I think they fell on the ball. I think it's a turnover, and it is. Woodland Hills with the stop. The sidelines is going wild, and the crowd here at Baldwin cannot believe it. I believe the snap was bobbled, and all of a sudden the Wolverines have life, Eric. The ball at the 43-yard line, and they've got 2 minutes to work with here on the clock.
Yeah, you know, if you're Woodland Hills, is a great stop, but a lot of celebration there. You got a long way to go here if you're Woodland Hills, but if you take a look at the replay, you can see that ball come free.
They bobble the snap. And so now Woodland Hills with a chance to go down the field and get the go-ahead score. Williams able to make a few miss. He scrambles back, a block in the back, but they're not going to call it, and a huge hit along the sidelines. Oh, mama, he's a bad, bad man. Look at that hit there. That was number 1 for Baldwin, laying the boom there. Nasir Penn.
You know, you're gonna get a call on Woodland Hills here, but yeah, big time taunting there by Nasir Penn after the play, after the hit. It was unfortunate for Woodland Hills because they're gonna get pushed back, and not only was that not the best play, great job by Jeffrey Williams to extend the play, but if this replay goes away, not only was that taunting, but that was a helmet-to-helmet hit, and just a tough break for Woodland Hills there, as they're the ones that are going to get penalized.
Robbie Keefe blocked in the back by the tailback, William Clark. And so now it's 1st and 26, ball back at the 28-yard line now. Williams scrambling around. He's able to make a few miss. He's going to go downfield, and the ball's just overthrown. Would have been a nice gain with room to run. Scipio stopped running, was unable to corral that one on the broken play, and so now it will be 3rd down, or no, 2nd down rather. The penalty did not extend the down, was not a loss of down, so it'll be 2nd down, but still 26 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line. But I don't know, Eric, if I'm betting my money on any one man to be able to get 26 yards here, I think it might be Jeffrey Williams.
Yeah, you know, you love to see him scrambling back there and get free. That's the key. He's got to get free. He can make so many big plays with his legs.
Almost had a nice completion there. He's going to go to the air again. He's just going to chalk this one up, coming back to it, making the grab. A beautiful grab is Scipio. He's able to pull it away from the defender, and he drags Moore down to the 40-yard line. What a grab in traffic by Scipio.
Yeah, just a great job by Tariq Scipio. But if you're Woodland Hills right now, you got to stay calm. You still have 1 minute and 43 seconds. The clock stops on the 1st down. You have time here. You don't have that far to go. 40 yards is not a mile. You can give the ball to William Clark here once if you want to see if he can break one.
1st down and 10. 3 receivers to the right. Williams again back to pass. Has good protection, but he's going to take off with it. Pulls it up and decides to throw it the last minute. Scipio pushed towards the boundary, but it looked mostly like he fell under his own volition, so no flag there. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, you know, clock stops there on the incompletion. A chance for Woodland Hills to recollect themselves. But like I said, I really wouldn't mind seeing maybe the ball go to William Clark once. The way the defense is for Baldwin right now, expecting the pass, he could have some room to run. And, you know, we've seen him before, even when he doesn't have room to run, able to make a play. So we'll see what Woodland Hills opts to do here on 2nd down.
They have had success with Clark running the ball over 150 yards on the ground. Instead, it's a quick pass, and that one's batted down. Scipio didn't get his head around fast enough, and lucky that that one wasn't picked. Good break on the ball there by C.J. Robbins, and so it'll be 3rd down and 10 in 4-down territory. Ball at the Baldwin 41.
Yeah, you know, one reason I say that about Clark is because he's your main guy, and Woodland Hills does not throw the ball very much. You can tell when they're in desperation mode right now, they struggle with that. And you still have a lot of time on the clock, and you could end up losing this game with still plenty of time on the clock.
82 seconds left. Back to pass. Williams able to scramble away, but he's dragged down, and it'll be 4th down and long. He was unable to get away from the pressure led by Connor Lavelle, the linebacker, able to lead the charge in there for the sack.
Yeah, unfortunately, I really think that this game being mismanaged right now by Woodland Hills. After that big catch by Tariq Scipio, had an opportunity to recollect themselves, had almost still about 1.5 minutes on the clock at that point. They had the ability to go back to William Clark, and they didn't do it.
Is running. Just over 45 seconds left. 4th down. This is your ball game once again. Williams scrambles away. He has time. He looks downfield. He's going to have to give it a ride, and this one is intercepted. That will end the game as the pick made by number 1. He's going to return it here. I'm not sure why. Gets to the 25-yard line. But Nasir Penn, who laid the boom earlier in this drive, comes up with the game-securing interception, and so it will be the Highlanders who will come away with their first win in Allegheny 8 action. Take another look. Williams doing a great job extending the play, but great coverage by the Highlanders. There were simply no options there downfield, so he tried to force the ball, but just a lot of white helmets there, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, you know, it would have been a great time to try and go to Josh Rawlings, but we didn't see it, and Woodland Hills going to lose another heartbreaker and drop to 0-5 for the first time in Sorry about that. We had some excited Baldwin fans there, unnecessary language there. But we're going to see Woodland Hills drop to 0-5 for the first time in school history.
Victory formation is out. The knee down is taken, and that will be the last play of the game tonight. Woodland Hills will fall to 0-5, 0-4 in Allegheny 8 Conference action. Any playoff hopes look to be very, very dim, if not extinguished at this point in the season, something that Woodland Hills and their fan base not used to. On the other side, the Fighting Highlanders from Baldwin move to 2-3. They move to 1-2 in conference play and pick up their first victory here at the friendly confines of Baldwin Stadium. We will take a quick step aside, and after a word from our sponsors, we'll have some post-game analysis from tonight's 30-27 victory, Baldwin over Woodland Hills, here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back here to the Woodland Hills Football Network. Vince Russo, Eric Schuley here to my right. The Wolverines' comeback bid falls just short for the second straight week, and the third time this season they had a halftime lead that they simply could not hold on to. And the final score here, Baldwin 30, Woodland Hills 27. Let's take a recap through some of the scoring tonight, take you through how we got to this moment. In the first half, it all started with a 4-yard touchdown right by Angelo Priori, the running back for the Fighting Highlanders. He gets into the end zone. That makes it 6-0. PAT's good. After that, Woodland Hills comes back down the other way. A 66-yard run by William Clark, punctuated by a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Jeffrey Williams, makes it 7-6. The PAT is blocked. After that, a 7-yard pass from Williams to Yarborough. That makes it 12-7. A 2-point conversion fails, so a 5-point lead for Woodland Hills. And just before the half, Emma Brandewine able to knock through a 22-yard field goal, which made it 12-10 at the half. Coming out of the break, it was all Baldwin in the second half offensively. The Wolverines were unable to get any traction defensively until it was just too late. Baldwin with a 1-yard keeper, Mason Stahl on the other end, poking it into the end zone. 17-12 after the PAT was good. After that, it was an 8-yard run by William Clark to come back the other way. It was a lot of back and forth early in the third. 20-17, the PAT was no good, or 2 points by Clark, actually, excuse me. They ran it in. Clark was able to pick up the 2 points, made it a 3-point game, 20-17. Baldwin then went ahead for good on a 30-yard touchdown pass from Stahl to Jaron Kelly. The PAT blocked, made it 23-20. A 1-yard run again by Stahl. That quarterback keeper proved to be a big force in the game for Baldwin. That made it 30-20, and then towards the end, a 3-yard run to the left side by Williams. The PAT was up and good. They had a chance offensively late in the game, and the defense did come through with a stop, but it was all for naught tonight. We'll take one more step aside before we really get into things and talk about some of the ins and outs of the game. You are tuning in to the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, and it's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit OwenTheLawyer.com.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Tired of a dirty car? Mr. Magic Car Wash will have your vehicle looking new again in just minutes, even those tough to clean wheels. Try us out at any one of our 5 convenient South Hills locations for a car wash you won't soon forget.
Mr. Magic Car Wash, clean, shiny, and dry every time.
You're tuned in to Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back to the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Vince Russo, Eric Schuley here tonight. Wolverines come up just short in what was a nail-biter here at Baldwin Stadium. 30-27, our final score. The Highlanders getting their first conference victory of the season. Wolverines still in search of that elusive first victory of the season overall. They drop to 0-5. Baldwin moves to 2-3. A few stats for you here tonight. For the victorious Baldwin Fighting Highlanders, Priori, the tailback, 28 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown. Stahl, the quarterback, with 26 carries from the QB position, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he was 3 for 6 through the air for 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception early in the first quarter. On the other side, some of the playmakers for the Wolverines. Clark leading the charge. William Clark, the running back, 18 carries, 184 yards, and a score. Williams, also at the quarterback position, also with 2 touchdowns, matching his counterpart Stahl. He had 9 carries for 55 yards. He was 4 of 11 through the air, 76 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, including one there at the end of the game that sealed things for the Highlanders. So, Eric, just going to toss it to you. What are your takeaways coming out of this game as the Wolverines look to move forward next week against West Allegheny?
You know, it's tough when you're in a position where you're 0-5. Especially going in against a really tough West Allegheny team. They're always a hard draw. You know, you can't go into it just like you gave up on like you're giving up on the season. It's just 1 year. It's definitely a struggle this year for the Wolverines. But you know, you got to keep moving forward. And there were good things from tonight. Definitely not as good from last week, Upper St. Clair game. A lot more positive. A lot more positive things to take from that game on the offensive side of the ball, but the defense still has a lot of struggles and missing a couple pieces certainly. And DeJuan Howes and Jameer Ulmer on the lines was tough on the Wolverines tonight, but they were still able to make some plays. And you see how much talent the Wolverines have. It's a shame that you lose close games like this, and hopefully the coaching staff is able to get them together and finish the year strong, even though the playoffs seem like they're pretty much very slim chances right now. You got to finish strong, and you still have half of the season left. And you got to keep that Woodland Hills tradition alive and fight for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I was going to ask, that tradition, things you talk about, is that what you play for? Being 0-5, playoffs do seem, at this point, we might be safe to say, somewhat unrealistic. So what do they play for? What is the motivation moving forward this season?
It's exactly that, the tradition. You got to come out hard and play together and try and get every win you can. Take one game at a time when you're in a situation like this. It's something that Woodland Hills is certainly not used to. But, you're going to have those years where you struggle a little bit more than others. You have a little bit more inexperience on the team, that's for sure. But you got to keep fighting hard, and you got to eliminate some of those penalties that the Wolverines had, though, tonight. They weren't playing very disciplined, and those are some things you got to take. You got to get away from. And you got to play hard and play smart and finish off the year that way, because you don't want to see things go in the wrong direction for the rest of the year. You can finish hard and go into next year, but with a lot of good positive feelings. But there's still half the season left, so still plenty of time to take some positive things going into next year.
Talk about tradition. Woodland Hills has 3 players in the NFL right now. That's the most of any WPIL team in this region. They also have 14 overall that have made it to the NFL. Second most all time in the WPIL. Eric, can you guess which team has the most WPIL players in the NFL?
Currently?
No, all time.
Oh, all time. I would have thought it was Woodland Hills, but maybe it's Aliquippa?
No. They are second to McKeesport, who has 15. Woodland Hills just behind with 14. Okay. So a little trivia there for you tonight here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Triv Live High School Sports Network. We'll take one last step aside. When we come back, we'll talk about our State Senator Jay Costa. Put a little respect on that guy's name. We'll talk about our player and play of the game when we return here on the Triv Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, which is presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverena and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch or dinner or call to place your delivery order now at 412-823-9960. From our den to your den, it's Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek.
Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Once again, Final score tonight, Baldwin 30, Woodland Hills 27 here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Before we sign off tonight, we want to talk about our State Senator Jay Costa player and play of the game. We'll start with the play of the game. Eric, it was a 7-yard touchdown pass, good for 6 points, corner to the end zone towards the pylon. It was Williams to Yarborough, the connection, a nice grab, able to scoop up under it before it hit the turf.
Yeah, Gavin Yarborough, one of the talented juniors. You don't get to see too much of. Unfortunately, doesn't get many targets, but it was a nice grab there by Yarborough in the corner of the end zone, and a nice toss by Jeffrey Williams across his body. Very athletic quarterback, made a nice throw and a nice catch, and good touchdown for the Wolverines.
Gave the Wolverines a 12-7 lead at the time. They would take that lead into halftime before Baldwin was able to carry the load of the weight the rest of the way. They win by 3. But our player of the game for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, William Clark, 18 carries, 184 yards, and a touchdown. The guy continues to step up and make plays when this team needs it offensively. What did you see tonight specifically that you really liked from him?
I love the way William Clark was able to use his vision effectively, and he got some big blocks, but he was also able to make so many plays on his own. He's such a strong runner, and he found some very good holes tonight that usually you see him kind of just bull forward and go with it, and if he's able to break some tackles, go. But he really used his vision well tonight and effectively, and he had some big runs, especially that 66-yard run that he broke, which was a close runner-up for our play of the game. But still, just a great job by William Clark. Showed a lot of heart tonight, and hopefully he's able to keep that going, the very talented senior for the Wolverines.
Well, that will do it for us here tonight. On behalf of all of our talented crew around us, for Eric Schuley, I'm Vince Russo. Again, tonight's final score, the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders moved to 2-3 with a 30-27 victory over the Woodland Hills Wolverines, who dropped to 0-5 on the season. So until next time, which will be next Friday against West Allegheny at the friendly confines of the Wolverena at George A. Novak Field, for all of us, again, one more time, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This has been a presentation of the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, and it's been brought to you by State Senator Jay Costa. Good night, everyone.
Today's broadcast of Wolverine football was presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Barn Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and ABOS Opticians. This broadcast has been a presentation of A.W. Gusky Productions and LG3 Entertainment. Copyright 2019.